The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Coming up on the news at noon, a community left outraged over a deadly shooting in DC's Brooklyn neighborhood. And later, banned from the U.S. House floor, why Congress blocked the mayor of D.C. from the chamber for the next 2 years. And good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. Developing this afternoon, the community is outraged over a deadly shooting that happened Saturday in the Brooklyn neighborhood of Northeast D.C. 13-year-old Karan Blake died in that shooting. The community has already put up a memorial for him where he died. As DC News Now's Lex Warwick explains, this afternoon they're demanding answers.
Well, the number one thing community members want is more information from police, and they are demanding that police release the name of the person who shot the teenager by the end of the day today. They're hoping they get those answers at the community meeting or before the community meeting tonight. It's going to be held here at the Turkey Thicket Recreation Center, and it's hosted by Ward 5 Councilmember Zachary Parker, who is joining the community in calling for more accountability in this shooting. While police say that the homeowner told them that he confronted the teen because he thought he was breaking into cars, and after some sort of interaction there was a shooting. Police have not arrested that man. They do say that he was performing CPR on the teenager when police got to the scene. And while community members tell us that they are coming out tonight and ready to voice those concerns and questions, other community members say that's just the start in stopping the violence.
You got to get out in these streets, you know what I'm saying? If you want things to happen and really take place, you got to step foot out here and make a mark. You just can't be in a closed building, you know what I'm saying? This talking, that just air.
Well, the meeting will be starting at 7 o'clock tonight, and Councilmember Parker says that there will be representatives from MPD here to listen to the questions and concerns. Of course, we will be bringing coverage of what comes from the meeting. In Washington, Lex Juarez, DC News Now.
Thank you, Lex. Meteorologist Damon Matson joins us for the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, what can we expect this Tuesday?
Well, Mark, one big change from yesterday. Unfortunately, those clouds, those pesky clouds, have certainly made a return. Now, it's not completely overcast, if you will, though. We are getting some peaks of sunshine here and there. Looking out over Washington, D.C., sort of that light gray hue to the sky. It's those high, thin clouds that are sticking with us here. So again, it looks fairly cloudy, but we are occasionally getting some sunshine through the clouds. And up over Hagerstown here, there's a little bit of blue sky. Some break in that cloud deck is being found in a few spots like Hagerstown. So we're favoring those gray skies more than not as we head into the afternoon, but we will at least not see a completely overcast sky. There's that break in the clouds happening just north of the I-270 and I-70 corridors, but notice how it's pretty cloudy in most other locations as we go into the afternoon. And really do not expect that much to change. As we go over the next few hours, we'll stick with a mostly cloudy sky. Some of that filtered sunshine will try to make its way through. And with how cloudy it's going to be, that's going to keep those temperatures a little bit on the cooler side, mostly in the mid to upper 40s for today. Now, the other good thing here, though, is that it's staying dry despite all the cloud cover. Can we say the same as we head toward the middle and end of this week? We'll have a check coming up here in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. Developing now, 2 men were stabbed inside of a McDonald's in Silver Spring this morning. That's according to Montgomery County Police. They say another person was also injured and left before returning to the restaurant. This all happened in downtown Silver Spring on Colesville Road, and officers say their injuries are considered non-life-threatening. Police continue to search for the suspect. Well, disturbing new details on the school shooting in Virginia last week. Police say an elementary school teacher was shot by a 6-year-old student in Newport News. Police say the 6-year-old fired 1 round at 25-year-old Abby Zwerner. The bullet went through her hand and into her chest. Zwerner is reportedly improving as she recovers in the hospital. City's police chief says that Zwerner saved lives, moving her other students out of the classroom after she was shot. And police also say the gun came from the child's home and was legally purchased by the child's mother. The mother has not been charged, and the child is currently receiving treatment at a medical facility. And we heard from parents of students who attend Rich Neck Elementary who are scared for their children's lives.
let's do something. We've got a new governor now. Let's do something. Let's change it. You've got a beautiful country. You've got beautiful people. But what's the problem? Guns.
Newport News officials say the elementary school will be closed all week. Well, a woman in Virginia has been sentenced to 15 years after pleading guilty to abducting a child. Police say Nancy Fridley abducted 2-year-old Noah Trout from the Riverview Baptist Church back in 2021. She was then arrested by Allegheny police. She was found guilty of abduction, negligent, and child endangerment. Now, when Fridley completes her sentence, she will be placed on supervised probation for 5 years. Happening today, Democrats hope to flip a special Senate seat in Virginia following a strong performance in the midterms. Virginia Beach Councilman Aaron Rouse will represent Democrats while Navy veteran Kevin Adams holds the Republican nomination. The special election will decide who represents Virginia's 7th district, which contains a portion of Virginia Beach. The district is considered a toss-up, with both parties winning in the past, including a Republican victory by less than a point back in 2019. In Maryland, veterinarians are warning pet owners about the dog flu, saying that they are seeing more cases, some actually turning deadly. The disease is spread in respiratory droplets that contaminate surfaces from cough and drooling. Now, symptoms of dog flu include a runny nose, fever, poor appetite, and a lack of energy. While the disease is not transmissible to people, people can spread it to other dogs. And veterinarians say if a dog is diagnosed, it should be separated from other animals for at least 28 days.
Keep your dogs at home if you can, but just like a COVID bubble, if like you and your neighbors or you and your best friend are going to say, hey, we're not going to go to the social dog parks, we're not going to go get groomed, we don't need a bath this week, we're going to avoid daycare.
And most dogs recover in 2 to 3 weeks, but some can develop other bacterial infections. Dog owners can speak with their veterinarians about a vaccine. Well, in Hyattsville, a group of tenants are calling out their property owners for raising rent while providing alleged poor living conditions. And they say they're living in deteriorating conditions at the Woods at Hillcrest on Quincy Place. The group held a rally Monday to voice their concerns. Tenants say that they're dealing with mold and pest infestations. They also claim that they have not had heat this winter. Despite the issues, they say they are facing a nearly $300 rent increase.
We just want Schwab to just come in with us and, negotiate with us and let us feel like we're a resident too. And don't try to take advantage of us.
Yes, I know we minorities, they don't help us. They really don't help us, but they want us to pay.
Many tenants say that they will not pay the rent increase until they're able to meet with property management. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan is wrapping up his 8 years as a Republican leader of an overwhelmingly blue state. DC News Now's Leonard N. Fleming sat down with the outgoing governor to see what the future has in store.
We had a message that resonated with people regardless of their party affiliation. And so this is actually the bluest state in America.
Larry Hogan says he has many accomplishments as governor. With a little more than a week left in his administration, Hogan reflects on them, such as lowering taxes.
I want to stop these tax increases. I want to help small businesses grow. I want to put people back to work. I'm going to turn the economy around. That's what I ran for. That's what I focused on. And our success has been amazing. So we haven't had a single tax increase in 8 years. We cut taxes 8 years in a row by $4.7 billion.
But he also recognized there were some challenges. He admits to struggles with solving the educational crisis and crime in urban cities.
The biggest disappointment is that we weren't able to do more to make our local school systems more accountable, to do something about fixing persistently failing schools.
The governor says he always resisted pressure from hardcore Republicans.
There were a lot of people on the right that would like to drag me more to the right, but I just stayed true to who I was, and I never really made any decisions based on politics. And I just tried to do the right thing and make the tough decisions.
In regards to a possible White House run, Hogan says he's pondering the decision, but hasn't made his mind up yet.
I've never said I was going to run, but there certainly people have been talking about this since at least 2020. That I am one of the most successful governors in America with one of the highest job approvals. I'm flattered by the fact that people are talking like that. I never imagined in my wildest dreams people would be mentioning me.
Our thanks to Leonard and Fleming. New details in the district. An update to the GOP House rules package would take away the right of the mayor of D.C. and governors of U.S. territories to be on the House floor. Democrats are calling this a punitive move, including one Virginia rep who said the proposal directly aimed at keeping Mayor Bowser from the House.
It's nonsensical. There certainly doesn't appear to be any real reason that we should make this change. And I think it's an unfortunate choice that may create some challenges for how it is that we're able to engage with our counterparts from D.C. or from our territories.
A bigger concern for local Democrats is the influence the right-wing Freedom Caucus has and if its members will restrict D.C. laws or take away funding.